In thy name, amen.
Amen.
Please rise for pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Council, I need a motion on the work session minutes for December the 20th.
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Need a motion on the regular meeting, 20th.
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Very good. Mr. Mayor, you're up.
Thank you. Susan Carmichael, would you stand up, please? Nice green dress there.
There you go.
I wanted, who you got with you? I can't see. I still can't see. Susan Carmichael heads our Clean City Commission, and in addition to all the other things, the shredding that we had, the batteries, she came to us about 6 months ago with a concept of using state inmate labor to go to the highways and the byways around Montgomery, cleaning up the trash that we have thrown by our citizens and also people that travel through Montgomery. And I wanted to show you the 4 months results of this. We won't go through the whole litany of every week, but if you would get that message up, Mike. Year to date, we've had 2,560 bags, 15.36 tons. That's over 30,000 pounds, all for a cost of less than $9,000. This is making a difference in our city. I get telephone calls, I get letters, I get emails from people that are passing through, our residents, how they are appreciative of that. Sometimes this month we'll evaluate the 4 month activities, and the majority of this is actually state-owned rights-of-way. State-owned rights-of-way, and every now and again we do our own city streets. We got to figure out how to get more on our city streets, but at the same time not abandoning the state byways and highways. And so what we need to do is to go get another 4-person crew to be able to do that. But I did want to show you this. It is making a difference, and Susan and her team has done a great job of that. If you would go then to the next slide. The next slide, that's just the numbers. What I wanted to do is to show you articulation of some of the macro goals that we have for 2017. We had a group of employees with us last week. We had a group of young people, our Young People's Organization that we have breakfast with the first Tuesday of every month to talk about what success looks like in 2017. One of the major things that occurred in 2016 was the initiation in February of the Montgomery Internet Exchange. Just to remind you, it's the only one in the state of Alabama. It's one of 4 in the Southeast. We now have 8 or 9 internet service providers, some content providers, and we've got 5 or 6 more that have signed contracts that will be coming to the Montgomery Internet Exchange, including the city, the county, and the state. And we're working with AUM. Lou Alachi and his team is driving the train there, working with the chamber, certainly working with our military, because this will all come together here in the next year or so as we move forward. But we have to expand the Internet Exchange. We have to become the cyber and the internet hub of the state, and certainly our goal would be to challenge Atlanta for that. Next slide, please. Initiate recycling program. That went away in October of 2015. We've gone all of 2016 trying to get through a purchase and sale agreement of the facility under our control. We've had some legal challenges for some unsecured creditors. Hopefully in the January, February timeframe, the bankruptcy court will rule on that. If that happens, then we will actually take possession of the facility, and we'll be able to really address some of the 3 or 4 or 5 different proposals that we've had for the use of that particular facility. We want to get back into recycling because it's the right thing to do. Next slide. You saw recently where the F-35 Montgomery, the 187th Air Guard, has been selected one of 5 locations that the F-35s are going to be bedded down. We have F-16s today. They're going to bed down in 2 of those 5 locations. And so the site visit will be in the spring here, and we're working with Randy Efferson and the Airport Authority to do everything that we can to kind of move us up the chain. The ranking is not for certain. I know that we didn't get a few points predicated on some misunderstandings, and those are the things that we'll be focused on with the leadership of the 187th. Next slide. This will mean millions of dollars for us. Job creation, we had a very good year in 2016. We had over 1,900, or right at 1,900 manufacturing and technology and healthcare jobs. We had 3,200 more people working at the end of 2016 than we did at the beginning of 2016. I've arbitrarily set a goal of 3,000 more jobs for the 2017 timeframe. Keep going. Dilapidation removal. This is an initiative of the City Council. We put a couple of $100,000, maybe it was $250, into our budget for the first time. And we will probably be in the 140 properties being able to eradicate the dilapidation this year. And as we continue to go forward, we can make a dent in the 380 some odd that we've actually identified. But there are obviously others that are out there, and we'll bring more online. But dilapidation removal is a very significant step forward for us. Next slide. Move schools in a better direction. I think you'll see some publicity very shortly where the test results have come out, and we did not improve on the schools that are support schools, schools needing support. We did not improve on the percentage of those schools that are not at state average, and we've talked about all the various alternatives. We continue to work with the local board and the state board on some of those alternatives, but we've got to move our schools in a different and better direction in a very short period of time, or we will be facing some issues in job recruitment and things like that. We've got to move in a different direction. Next. Reduce incidence of crime. You know, perception's reality. The actual perception of crime is that it's up in Montgomery. The numbers will show you that we had 5 less homicides last year. We had substantially less burglaries and robberies. We did have more domestic violence, and we had more instances of break-ins in automobiles and things like that. 60% of those automobile, they're up about 350. 60% of those were due to unlocked cars, same with unlocked houses. And so what we've met with the police department, and they've got a lot of initiatives. We've got a grant coming that's going to allow us to have a neighborhood interdiction program that will put officers, what we call officers on the dots, based on the data. And every time that we have an incident, that's a victim. And what we're trying to do is reduce the number of victims. And we had some good success in some of the areas, but we've got to make sure domestic violence and these instances of car situations, we try to do a better job there. And we cannot do it alone. It will take all of us. It'll take our public and our citizens locking their cars and locking their houses. Next. Expand air service. We've made some progress over the last couple of years. We've got bigger planes. We've got more frequency, but we need to expand some of the destinations. We're working on going to New Orleans. Chicago is not out of our realm. Somewhere in the Washington area and somewhere in the New York area are not out of the realm of possibility. If you've flown out of Montgomery in the last couple of years, you'll see flights are very full. Our load factors are way up there. And so to the extent that that happens, we can get bigger planes. When you get bigger planes, then you'll get some additional air service. We are working on trying to get service to and from New Orleans multiple days a week. That has not yet been finalized, but the Airport Authority under Tammy Fleming's leadership is moving in the right direction, and I think we'll have some very good news over the first few months of 2017. Next. Continued development of all of Montgomery. We talked about downtown, we talked about Eastshade. Got a lot of things happening out in the Montgomery, West Montgomery arena today in an executive session. There were two projects that were presented that hopefully we can bring to fruition with private developers. That is going to make a huge difference in that arena. That also includes paving of lots of streets. We finished up about 130 miles. We got about 150 or so to go with a lot of connector streets, and we'll continue to do that over the next couple of 3 years. Next. And then the last one, and it's really a global. What we want to do is to develop a holistic marketing message and launch it in 2017, hopefully the first 6 months. You know, if you ask people, what's Montgomery's thumbprint? What do people think about when you say Montgomery, Alabama? What we want it to be is high tech. We want it to be development. We want it to be young people. We want it to be all the positive things as we go forward. And we'll be working with the chamber and trying to figure out what's the best way to spread the message, whether it be about our Montgomery Internet Exchange, whether it be about the development that we have downtown, whether it be about the four new hotels that are coming into downtown, whether it be about all of the things that are happening at Eastshade or West Montgomery. This is one of our major, this is one that I'm going to be working specifically on to try to develop that message and develop Montgomery's thumbprint. That's what we have in 2017. There are a host of other smaller ones. I've tried to not put them in any priority order, but at least develop the top 10, and certainly there'll be 20. And frankly, as we go through the year, some will fall out and some will come online. So we're looking forward to a 2017, and I just wish for you and your family and this city and your constituencies the best that 2017 could have to offer.
Thank you, Mayor. A lot of good goals there. Mr. Burkett, you had special guests you'd like to introduce.
Yes, I would. Due to the time constraints that we have, I would like to ask Alabama State University Dean of Performing Arts, Dr. Tommy Stewart, to come up and speak to this council at this time. Dr. Okay, there you are.
Can we give Thomas a microphone?
Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm simply coming to ask support from the council for the Martin Luther King celebration. Montgomery, up until 2 years ago, we didn't have a citywide celebration that was multicultural and multi-ethnic and multi-denominational. And now we have such. I heard the mayor mention the thumbprint of Montgomery and for the state of Alabama. We are really swamped with history. There's so much history that has not been revealed about the greatness of Montgomery. And that history is today being stamped with a positive image. And that's why we'd like to have a citywide celebration. Actually, it becomes a statewide celebration because no other areas are holding a great convocation like they do in most states in memory of this historic change that started right here in Montgomery. I've discovered since I've been living here so many changes. I don't know if you all know that the very first railway, the very first inner city transportation system literally started here in Montgomery. The very first. When people ask me, I named everywhere else, New Orleans, other places. But there's so much history, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to have a virtual reality tour for people to see and live through the history and the positiveness that Montgomery has caused to happen in the world. Therefore, I'm asking each member of this council to give us $500 to help with the Martin Luther King celebration so that we will expose our children and our young adults so that they will not forget that we've come a long way and together we can walk further. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Who give it to?
Dr. Stewart. Dr. Stewart.
Who do we give it to?
Okay, whom is made out to?
If you would make the checks to Friends of the Theater, it's the Friends of the Theater. It's a nonprofit 501c3 in cooperation with Troy State and Alabama State University. So if you make your checks to Friends of the Theater, and at that time we will hope to even honor some citizens. Last year we were really proud to honor Brian Stevenson and to honor so many others. Morris Dees has been honored, Julian McPhillips, the list goes on, because we have some great people in this state that's pulling us together as a beloved community. Friends of the Theater Incorporated. And I know that each of you will support this effort.
Thank you, Dr. Stewart. Okay, any special committee reports? First item on the agenda has been postponed until the first meeting in February. Item number 2.
Mr. President, item 2, application for a lounge retail liquor Class 1 license by Patrick Bye doing business as Bye Bye Place, 1114 Adams Avenue.
Representative Bye Bye Place here? Yes, sir. Bye. We've had the public hearing. There'll be no public hearing tonight. Mr. Larkin, I think you had some questions on this issue.
Mr. President,
You got your mic.
is it on?
Tap and see.
Mr. President,
Yeah, I think back can hear you now.
this is an issue that we had all assumed was a moot issue because we have previously, the council has denied this license previously. This matter has been appealed to the Montgomery County Circuit Court, and the judge has ruled in favor of the city, upholding the city's denial of this license in late October. The parties or the principals who have opposed this license most aggressively, the Houston Hills Neighborhood Association, the Montgomery Housing Authority, have stood fast in their opposition to the issuance of this license. They have not changed their position on this issue at all. The multi-million-dollar investment that the Housing Authority has made in this community with the former Richardson Terrace housing and the plaza at Centennial Hill, the Houston Hill neighborhood that has had complaints recently about large groups of people loitering outside of the building in much the same way as the situation existed before. There was a shooting in November in this vicinity. I will point out that it was not at this business, or not on the premises of this business, but it certainly was in the vicinity. And it's the kind of thing that occurred there when there was a liquor license there before, that the people in the area are afraid the same kinds of things will happen again. So based on the opposition that still exists to the issuance of this license, based on what the people perceive as the health and safety and welfare of the community and the negative impact that they feel that the issuance of a liquor license at this location would have on that community, I cannot support this, and I would move that we table this issue indefinitely.
Have a motion to table. All in favor, raise your hand.
Can I ask a question? Just some clarification. Yeah. We've already voted that the license would be
denied.
Denied.
Yes.
And so they're going to the circuit court.
Right.
So procedurally, this is a new application?
Right, new application.
Okay.
Have a motion to table. All in favor, raise your hand.
Sir, if I may speak first.
Well, we've already heard from you.
I believe Mr. Larkin made himself absent last time I spoke.
Yeah.
You made what?
I believe Mr. Larkin made himself absent last time I spoke.
I understand he was absent, right, yeah.
Do you mind if I speak?
I don't mind if you talk, yeah.
Okay, well, I keep hearing about how this neighborhood needs to be brought up and needs to be developed. Unless you let some businesses open on this street and put some money into this area, that's not going to happen. I've tried repeatedly to get interviews with the people that are objective to me. I've been supported by most of the community. I've turned in petitions to y'all. I've other petitions. I've got people here tonight in support of me. We are running a legal business, an established business, and we are trying to bring the neighborhood up. The appearance of the building has changed and will continue to change as the money allows me to develop the business. There's other businesses in that area that are profiting from May being open because people are coming back to this street. When I started this street was dead. There was nobody on it. The businesses were suffering. They're starting to come back. The businesses are starting to grow again. And unless we get this street growing, it's going to look like a ghost town and it's going to be a shameful place. This is a direct line to downtown Montgomery. And this area needs to be developed, and you can't do that without business being in place. Now, this place has been a liquor business for its whole entire existence. Now, I've got another direction I want to take this building, but it's going to take some income to get it there. And right now, it needs to be a liquor business to develop the income that I need to get this area going in a positive direction. Now, I haven't seen the people that are opposing me, except for two members. One is supposed to be the Houston Hills president. The other is supposed to be this Tate guy that belongs to Montgomery Housing Authority. They've invested so much money in their property. I've invested $100,000 in mine and plan to invest more. But I can't do that without the proper income. And this liquor will give me the fourth commodity that it takes to run a business like this so that we can develop this area, we can pave the streets, we can fix the parking lots, and more people will come to this area and support the other businesses in this area. What is wrong with growth? This alcohol tax pays a lot of money in this town, and it has grown in this town. Let me help grow. Help me to grow so I can help this city to grow. Help me to turn Adams Avenue into a place folks want to come down.
At this point, it's tabled until it comes off the table, and at that point, you can have the conversation with whoever, but if the Housing Authority changes their mind and the Neighborhood Association changes their mind, then you can bring it back up.
Okay, you're talking about
Mr. Larkin has tabled it.
You know, about 15 people votes to 500 people I got supporting me. 15 to 500, that's not fair.
Mr. President, Mr. Tate, who represents the Montgomery Housing Authority, is here, and I realize that you allowed Mr. Bai to speak, and I would like to give Mr. Tate an opportunity also to have equal time.
Mr. Tate, you've been given motion.
Good afternoon, good evening, members of the council. My name is Kippy Tate. I am the Director of Real Estate and Development with the Montgomery Housing Authority, and I agree with one thing this gentleman said. It's going to take money to revitalize that area, and we appreciate his $100,000 investment. But gentlemen, I'm here to tell you we've invested over $50 million over there and intend to invest more in a third phase that borders this liquor store that he's asking to put in place. We're not talking, we're actually putting our money where our mouth is. And having said that, we don't want it. I'm sick and tired of having to run down here. I just found out about this issue 15 minutes ago. My salad is on my dinner table right now to come down here and fight this thing. And we're sick of it. Please, 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 we're begging you. We're not only putting our money where we are, but we're actually bringing in quality housing. Quality housing to the tune that this is not like any other housing developments in this city. The stuff that we're putting over there in Old Tulane Court, now Centennial Plaza, is quality stuff. It's stuff that, and it's the kind of environment that we would want any citizen of this town to feel that they can be safe over there. And right now, this liquor store with the kind of laundering that's taking place out there is absolutely taken away from our investment, and it will not help us move forward with our third phase. And I welcome you to come see what we're doing for the third phase that's going to border what he's talking about. I have not heard from this guy to talk about anything, and at this point, we're ready to move forward. So with you tabling this item, we appreciate it, and give us an opportunity to do some more development over there for the citizens of this town. Thank you very much.
That's something, Mr. Tate. Are you going to develop this area?
I'm not going to speak to this guy directly, okay?
We're not gonna get it. Okay, I got a motion on the floor. All in favor, raise your hand. Already voted. Motion tabled. Next item.
I'm assuming that was unanimous.
Next item.
Item 3, ordinance levying franchise tax on Alabama Gas Corporation.
Move to suspend the rules.
That motion to suspend the rules. All in favor, raise your hand.
Mayor? Really?
Unanimous.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Ordinance is adopted. Item 4 is moot because the business is in compliance. Item 5, we have a substitute resolution for the revocation that states no further action is needed.
Need a motion on
Move
the
to
substitute.
suspend the rules.
That motion to suspend the rules. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move to adopt.
Now you need a motion
Move
to...
to substitute.
All right, voting on the substitute. All in favor of substitute, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move to adopt
motion.
as substituted.
Main motion. All in favor, raise your hand. Okay. Did it get you done?
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted as substituted. Item 6, application for retail beer and retail table wine off premises only, doing business as Y Pace Car at 4610 Mobile Highway.
Yes, sir. Come forward, please. Representative Pacecar. Your name for the record, sir?
Yeah, my name is Tejas Patel.
Okay, Mr. Patel. This is a public hearing. Anyone would like to speak against this item, please come forward.
What is that?
Seeing none, I declare the public hearing's been held. It's brought before the council.
Move to suspend the rules.
Have a motion to suspend the rules. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Move for approval.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Good luck with business, sir.
Thank you.
Item 7, resolution reappointing George C. Howell Jr. to the Board of Adjustment.
Need a motion to suspend the rule on the rest of the agenda.
Motion to suspend the rules on the rest of the agenda.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Motion to adopt.
I think it'll be all right, yeah, okay. All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution
I
is
saw that name,
adopted.
that man's in the audience, that's good. He attended the meeting, that's good.
Item 8, resolution appointing Johnny C. Sankey to the Community Action Committee.
Need a motion?
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
All
Item
right.
9, pursuant to Section 1153B1 Code of Alabama, authorization of demolition of an unsafe structure at 918 Grove Street.
Need a motion to hold.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your
Who made
hand.
the motion, please, sir? Thank you. Item 10, authorization of demolition of an unsafe structure at 1543 North Decatur.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. 11, authorization of demolition of an unsafe structure at 524 Oak Street.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Item 12, authorization of demolition of an unsafe structure at 707 Bullock Street.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Item 13, authorization of demolition of an unsafe structure at 3008 Day Street.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Item 14, authorization of demolition of an unsafe structure at 1125 Hutchinson Street.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Item 15, authorization of demolition of an unsafe structure at 3494 Wilmington Road.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Item 16, authorization of demolition of an unsafe structure at 2323 Winifred.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Item 17, authorization of demolition of an unsafe structure at 29 Stewart Street.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Item 18, authorization of demolition of an unsafe structure at 1285 Clay Street.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Item 19, resolution assessing the cost of abatement of unsafe structures on various lots.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Item 20, resolution declaring public nuisances, authorizing abatement and assessing cost of abatement of public nuisances on various lots.
Move to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous. Resolution is adopted.
Okay.
Council, I have put before you the contingency fund request.
Okay.
These have been approved by the mayor. District 1, $250 to Alpha Upsilon Lambda Delta Educational Foundation, $250 to Central Montgomery Optimist Club, $1,000 to Goodwin Middle School. District 2, $1,000 to Lagoon Park Trails, Inc. In District 9, $250 to YMCA Montgomery Fire Basketball. And Mayor Strange, I just got one from District 3, $300 to Bell Road YMCA, $500 to Alpha Epsilon Lambda Educational Foundation, and Post Center, $500. And have we given to those before? I don't remember if we've got the paperwork on that one.
The foundation, yeah, what's the name?
The Alpha Upsilon, yes, sir, we have that. That's the MLK breakfast.
I understand that one, but what was the last one?
POSTT Center.
What is that?
The Post Center is the organization represented with a young man who has the wrestling program who spoke to us in work session.
Do we have
I
that?
don't know if we have or not.
I think we do, but
Subject to,
Brooks is his name.
if we don't, we will.
Yes, sir. Mary will get in touch with him. That's all I have.
All right, from District 9, $500 for Friends of the Theater.
And I need the paperwork on that too, I believe,
Okay.
District 5, 500 to Friends of the Theater.
to Friends of the Theater.
we've actually given to that previously.
Have we? Okay.
But I don't know that you have the paperwork, though.
I'll check and see, and if
Yeah.
not, we'll get in
But
contact
you can
with
get in
them.
touch with Dr. Stewart.
Yes, sir.
District 4, 500, the Friends of Theater.
District 3, $500 to the Friends of the Theater Incorporated. Also $300 to the Central Montgomery Optimist Club. Dr. D. Finley, we have been making promises to you. Say again.
New Beginning Ministry Incorporated.
New Beginning Ministries Incorporated, $300.
Okay, also District 4, match that new ministry, 300.
Yeah, make it District 5 too.
New Beginnings Ministries, is that what y'all,
Yeah.
Yes.
300.
300 also?
Yeah, District 5.
Let me ask you something. We did it a long time ago. Some of us just didn't make promises. We gave some money a long time ago. We don't know if you got it.
No, it never did come through. I had to resubmit the paperwork.
We had submitted it over 2 months ago. Yeah. So do I need to resubmit?
I'll have to check and see if it's pending, if it was something that went through at council and was voted on, or did it come out of rental tax?
Mine's always come out of rental tax.
I'll have to check and see.
So I don't want y'all voting on it.
One other thing for District 9, Thinking Big, American Association of Children, $250.
District 5, do 250 too. Also. Think big,
How much?
250.
District 7, 500 Friends of the ASU Theater, and 250 to Thinking Big.
Mr. President?
Yes, sir.
500, Madam Clerk, to Friends of Theater, and 500 to New Beginnings.
Okay, District 4, 250, but it's coming out the mayor's fund. Two Think Big. Mayor, your turn.
Madam Clerk, I would also like to add $250 for the American Association for Children.
Anybody else? Need a motion?
Mr. Mayor?
Fine.
Motion to adopt.
All in favor, raise your hand.
Unanimous.
Okay, in our public communication on non-agenda items, Tony Russell is here to talk to us about Chisholm neighborhood concerns.